Hey guys, so there's a right way and a wrong way to do comedy. What we see with Dave Chappelle, Bill Burr, and all these other people right now that are usually under attack, that's the right way to do it. Comedy shouldn't be, well, I need to worry about who's being offended. I've said before, it shouldn't be you shouldn't gatekeep comedy. If one thing's offensive, then it all has to be offensive. If one thing is okay, it all has to be okay. And there's a way to talk about topics without sounding preachy, uh, as you're about to see with this person. Another one is, what's her name? Hannah Gadsby. I've watched her special, and it's like 50 minutes of her actually like yelling at her audience, telling them, "Oh, if you're white, you're bad. If you're this and that, LGBTQ plus, respect them around, stuff like that." And that's the wrong way to go about comedy. But and yes, this is comedy. This is the New York Comedy Club. So,
Please don't take offense to when I say this.
first off, if you have to say please don't take offense, it's for those people in the audience who are going to get triggered by it. Most likely the white liberals and all that. But I don't see Dave Chappelle. Now, before I tell this joke, I don't want people to take offense to it, because it might upset some folk. But no, just tell the damn joke. And for her, joke, and I'm using joke very loosely.
But dear white people, okay? If somebody calls you racist, that does not mean you are a bad person. It means you benefit from this system. So the next time somebody calls you racist, this is what you do. Say thank you. Okay? Stop getting upset when somebody calls you racist. It is a compliment. When somebody says that you're racist, that means that you're benefiting from the system. Ask them if they want $1. Thank you. Do you need $1, my of-color friend? That's all you do. That's all you do. Maybe then they were like, you know what? This motherfucker might not be racist. Okay? Please don't take offense.
I know what you're thinking. John, what are you talking about? My sides are splitting. I laughed. So this woman, move over Bill Burr, move over Dave Chappelle, move over greats like Joan Rivers and Robin Williams and George Carlin and all that. Move over. This woman has your number. She's calling all y'all from, whether here or beyond. She's like, guys, you're fucking fired. My comedy bit, people aren't even gonna remember who you are. You're fired. Bump. This woman is just peak comedy. Because when I go somewhere and want to be entertained by comedy, I know for a fact that instead of that, I want someone to sit there and preaching, I want them to preach at me and tell them, because of the color of my skin, I'm bad. And that, oh, black people always are oppressed, and you should give them $1 because you benefit from the system. I know. Peak comedy. I know. This woman who, Dave who? This is the wrong way to go about things. If you're sitting here at that point, if you're there and you want to see a stand-up comedian in a comedy club, this is not it. Now, who knows? Maybe this was her only little bit. Maybe she started talking and ranting for another 15 minutes. I don't know how much time these people get. I think it's like 5 minutes or so that they get, or something like that, because they're constantly cycling through comics. But this is not how you do it. You have Dave Chappelle, right? He makes fun of everyone. He makes fun of black people. Black people don't mind it because he's not doing it in a malicious way or anything like that. He can talk about the left. He can talk about the right. And people laugh. Like, I've never heard, you see so many people like her getting offended over things he says. He bashes on Trump all the time. Maybe it's happened, but I have not really seen one person say, I'm not going to watch Dave Chappelle anymore because he made fun of Donald Trump. I don't see it. There could be, but for the most part, it's people like her who are offended over some kind of race comment, or she's getting offended over the trans comments, or not comments, but jokes. Because it's people like her who wake up offended, they go through the day offended, and they go to bed offended. This is the kind of person who thinks about race all the time, who can't go and enjoy a movie because she'll say, oh, there's not enough black people or people of color in this movie. I'm not watching this. That is exactly the kind of person that this person is. Because she has a chance to actually be funny. And what does she do? She preaches about her ideology, about how, oh, if you're white and people call you racist, don't take it as a insult. It's a compliment because you're benefiting from the system. Boy, just throwing out buzzwords, aren't we? I guarantee you she's not even a comedian. She's just like everyone else nowadays. She's using this as a platform to preach her bull crap. Because we've seen this, people like that infiltrating every aspect of life now, from movies, TV shows, comic books, video games, freaking children's shows. They infiltrate it because they're not actually a fan of whatever it is they're doing. This person is not actually an up and coming comedian. She's using this as a way to preach. She's using this as a platform to push her views. And you have a few people laughing out there. Guarantee you those are her friends. Her couple of friends that she has. And like, look at the seats. I mean, this is not how you do comedy. And this is why it's people like her that make other comedians not want to be funny. That make them afraid to tell jokes, because you got these people sitting back there waiting in the wings, waiting to be offended so they can go on Twitter and whatever else and fucking complain about it. They can say, oh, I'm boycotting this, or we should stop watching them. People like her, the people who are devoid of anything but hate and this desire to be offended, and this desire to be just a perpetual victim, this victimhood idea that they have in their head that, like seriously, if America was as bad, she's black. If this was back then, she would not even be allowed up on this freaking stage. She probably wouldn't even gotten in the front door. But sure, keep telling us how America's racist and how white people are racist. The comedy club is probably run by a fucking white dude. This is not funny. This is just preaching your ideology. And any idiot who freaking sits there and like, oh my God, that was so true. It's so funny. You're the problem. Like, I don't even think she deserves pity laughs, because it's a comedy club, not a come up here and preach your freaking ideology club. Of course, that probably won't even fit on the sign. Wait. The New York, they could if they like made it a lot smaller. Frieza having to pay Goku money every time he called him a monkey. That's another $1, Frieza. Was this supposed to be funny? Trans humor identifies as funny. Exact. This is a church sermon, not a comedy show. And then it goes. You could have the that meme of, ma'am, this is a McDonald's. I don't understand how this is even supposed to be comedy. Sermons are usually given on Sunday. How about no? Marxist struggle session comedy hour. How about no? I'm Irish. I actually know where I come from and exactly the moment that my ancestors set foot on the soil. And they weren't here to start a new happy life. It was because they were slaves to the British and were forced here. So no, I will not give you $1. Earn your own dollar. Just like I have to. The only thing funny here is her outfit. The fake laughing. Who is this racist? Turd sandwich. A giant douche. What in the name of God is she wearing? They are all just so boring. Her six friends from her gender studies classes laughed. Uh-huh. Watch out, ladies and gentlemen. Someone less funny and more annoying than Hannah Gadsby is coming for her woke comedy shit. Yeah, see? I'm not the only one. Because again, Hannah Gadsby, she doesn't actually tell comedy. If you go on Netflix, like the one special she has, like for 50 minutes or so, she's just yelling at her audience. She's just yelling at them. And that's not comedy. Must be open mic night, probably. What gave her the impression that this bit was comedy? Unfortunately, if we don't want comedy to be canceled, we have to tolerate all of it. The potential offense to some, and the not funny to others. Better than losing it completely. Yeah, exactly what I said. If one thing's offensive, it's all offensive. If one thing is allowed, one thing is allowed, it's all allowed. You can't gatekeep comedy. You can't. You can't do it. I think she's trying to say she needs $1. Nothing says oppressed like performing on stage at a New York comedy club. Voltaire, I think. Exactly. Again, they want to act like this country is so racist and so oppressive. If it was, and if we were still living in like the 50s and 60s, that woman would not have been allowed on stage to do her crappy ass comedy bit. She would have been sorry. No blacks allowed. That's exactly what would have happened. But she has the privilege of going up there and telling her lame ass freaking jokes because we're not oppressive like that. A passive aggressive way of saying, give me your wallet or else. I choose else. Fuck yeah, getting lectured at comedy shows. That's why I stopped watching specials and going to comedy clubs. They seem to be benefiting from the system just fine. Yeah, and you'll see these all the time. People going to Walmart and Target and all these other places and just walking out. How about instead of $1, I give them a golden ticket, free ticket to go fuck yourself. I think the costume is a joke. Every great cause begins as a movement, becomes a business, and eventually degenerates into a racket. Ah, hysterical. About as funny as the clap. Don't be fooled by big old socialist titties. They're meant to hypnotize, then enslave your ass. Someone skipped leg day. There's no fixing this. They're creating racist. I've had a funnier toothache. I'm pretty sure we've all had bowel movements a lot funnier than this crap. Adam's apple never lies. Is it ironic or is she a stand-up comedian? A woke stand-up comic is an oxymoron if I ever heard one. Look at me. I'm the Little Mermaid now. Joke's on you. There's no such thing as woke comedy. That they are an oxymoron. You can't have comedy and be woke. So many laughs from the crowd. Those chuckling in the audience were seen here nearly 3 years ago. Uh-huh. Activism makes terrible comedy. Yeah, she seems nice. You're racist. Yes, thank you for noticing. They need to remove that sign under the Trades Description Act. Yeah, it's like everyone... Yo, white folks is demons. Pay me. I'm going to need 2 news. That's hilarious. That, if you know, you know. This is comedy now? And someone calls me a racist.
Funny. Women aren't funny.
It's hilarious. Yeah. So you can clearly see everyone, there's not really one person actually legitimately defending this person because this isn't comedy. This is her way of going up there and preaching her her bull crap. That's all it is. It was probably open mic night. She had like 2-3 minutes to do her lame ass freaking comedy bit and then be recycled to the next person. Just cycling through. And this is what she chose to go with. This was the hill she chose to die on. This was what she thought in her mind would be peak comedy. Again, move over everyone else. This woman, she's got it down, right? Boy, when you go to a comedy club or watch a movie or play a video game and you want to escape, we just love having this shit shoved in our faces. We just love being preached to in every aspect of life now, whether it be school or work or video games or comics or TV shows or movies or books, which are basically some of them being rewritten to be less offensive, or what I miss, whatever. They're just listed off like 7, 8 things. So for people who act like this isn't happening, it is happening. These are the people who go to, Dave Chappelle and other comedians, and they just sit there waiting to be offended. And then the minute they are, there they are on their fucking phones tweeting about it and how we should boycott these people and how these people are miserable fucking twats in life who are devoid of any real emotion apart from being offended all the time and hatred for everything that goes against what they see as the right way to do things or the right way to live. It's people like that. It's people like that who go after Dave Chappelle. These miserable people who don't know what actual comedy is. And it proves she doesn't know what comedy is. But this is why people can't have an escape anymore, because it works its way into every single aspect of life. Every single aspect. You can't turn on the TV or watch a movie or play a video game or go to a comedy club without being preached to. But anyway, that's going to do it for me. You guys know the drill. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.